Here's a young Arnold deep squatting, knee over the toes. At the time, that was not controversial. Then a university found that knee over toe, such as when deep squatting, equals more pressure on the knee. That is true. That's science. The conclusion to avoid that position was a human opinion. And 4 decades of research showed deep squats don't contribute increased risk of injury, do help prevent injury, and do help prevent degradation of the knee. And to be clear, I think that was an understandable mistake. I've made plenty of incorrect conclusions in my life. I could have made that mistake. But here we are, and the problem is that current students in universities are reaching out to me saying, I'm actually having to lie on tests about data at my university that has been proven false by university research. To help millions of people go forward and not keep producing graduates who are forced to believe false data, we gotta take the next steps. And I'm gonna make that as clear as I possibly can right now. We have 2 pieces of science, which is knee over toe equals more pressure on knee. That's science. And deep squatting usually equals knee over toe. And believe it or not, if your inner thighs are flexible enough, deep squatting could be done knee behind toe. Now, if everyone in the world was only doing knee over toe and no one was ever allowed to do knee behind toe on any exercise, there's no deadlifting or anything like that, well, you'd be watching the knee behind toes guy channel. You want to be good at each position. So we know those 2 pieces of data. The next one that would really help exercise science textbooks would be to connect that backward walking is knee over toe. This is one of the most research proven therapeutic things is backward walking, but it hasn't been connected in any textbooks that is actually knee over toe. So knee over toe is actually something that even has proof that training it on a lower level can be incredibly therapeutic for a lot of different things. So that's the first thing that should be added. Every graduate should know backward walking is knee over toe. It's a very low level. You can help millions of people with that data alone. Number 2, that would be so easy to test, would be how the pressure works. Meaning you can build tremendous ability backward with incredibly low injury risk. I hooked my mom up to a 1,000-pound sled and had her try to drag it backward. It just didn't move, but she was fine. So there's something here that could easily be tested in terms of the safety and the pressure of a resisted treadmill or sled. That's how I originally got off painkillers for my knees, was dragging a sled backward. Eventually, after answering literally thousands of times, what do I do without a sled? What do I do without a sled? Well, most common right now is going to be your treadmill at the gym. If you don't turn it on and you turn around backward, it's not built like this, so you might need to put a towel or a pad. It may have a amount of resistance. You can't vary the amount of resistance. It may have some resistance. There's also variable ones your gym may have. Those tend to cost like $5,000, $10,000. So I eventually made this where there's no electric here. So this is a tiny fraction of the cost of a regular treadmill. It's super lightweight, so you can have it at home. And I'm actually able to smoke myself more on this than a sled because I never have to turn around, and it's so safe because of the handles. So between this or sled, talk about something super cheap and easy that universities could test. That would be awesome. There's 2. Number 3. We know that deep squat was knee over toe. Okay, that was one of our points. So it's got to be in the textbook. And it's not right now because the students send it to me. It'd be so easy to add that pressure scales. This could improve millions of lives just by doing it at the level that you can. Yeah, you could let your heel go up, put your hands right here. You don't need anything right now to get world-class knee results. Literally no equipment, no special degree. Boom. You can scale pressure, work at the level that doesn't hurt, that feels good. Then the way the exercise works, you can do more repetitions, you can build a base, you can get circulation to heal at the same time. So that needs to be in the textbooks, that pressure scales. Number 4 is not in any textbook yet. And number 4 is understandable. Why? Because of the whole no knee over toe, no deep squatting. Number 4 is that a deep split squat is knee over toe. So that should just be basic fundamental knowledge. A deep split squat is knee over toe. And number 5, a deep split squat also scales in terms of the pressure. So you could put your hand on the back of the chair, have tension, and you could strengthen at your level. I had to start elevated and assisted. There would be no knees over toes guy if it weren't for these extra pieces of data on scaling the pressure. And this one, because my knees were so different, I've got a partially artificial kneecap right here, quad tendon repair, meniscus transplant. This knee was so stiff, I was told it would never fully bend again. Meanwhile, the right one, I had more tears and was told I needed more surgery. So my knees were so different that even once I understood the concept of deep squats, it was the ATG split squat that completely changed the game for me. So there you go. 5 points that can be used, that can be added. 5 points of science to increase the results in this field. That can help millions of people by adding these to the textbooks. But don't you worry, even if it never gets added, you and I are doing it. We're actually educating and helping millions of people. I cannot thank you enough. You made my life's dream come true. There was nothing I could have wanted more in terms of my professional career, is educating people on this subject. And I remember starting this channel in my yard. I remember even when I went on to social media in general, Instagram, and I was like, I don't care. I hated social media. And I was like, I'm going to call myself the knees over toes guy. Because that just to help educate on that one thing, I don't care how dumb I look or anything. And you did it. So thank you so much for sharing this data. Let's keep going.